304-4405 and start watching today. Boost your brand with NSN's live soccer broadcast, reaching a passionate audience in real time. Engage fans during thrilling soccer matches. Maximize visibility with tailored ad packages. Add 30-second or 60-second commercials for concise, impactful messaging and greater audience connection. Call 586-304-4405 and start your campaign today. Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs. From high-quality production to exceptional coverage, we ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today. Call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast and let NSN bring the action to life like never before. Soccer fans, the National Soccer Network is now streaming live on Roku. All for packages starting at just $2.99. Don't miss a moment of the action. National Soccer Network on Roku.
The pathway to California has to run through Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And today, Chicago Nation and the New York Renegades will battle it out for a chance to play in the Final Four coming up here in February. Hello, everybody. My name is Jonathan Turner. Happy to have you along wherever you're watching here this afternoon, whether you're watching on the UPSL YouTube channel or the National Soccer Network. Traveled from New York and from Chicago after battling it out here earlier this fall. Chicago Nation making their way past Food, Ohio via forfeit. And then you look at New York Renegades. They had to win over Capital City. They're going to make their way here this afternoon. We get back out to our field, and it is a cold, cold day here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Beautiful facility here at Highmark Stadium. Take a looking here at the starting lineups. We'll start with the away side here in New York Renegades. Campos, Garcia, Carriel, Bedward, Flores, Edwards, Trujillos, Rosero, Rivas, Solano, and Descalzo. And then the flip side, we'll see Chicago Nation, Klabjan, Marquez, Gomez, Revel, Flores, Tejamal, DeLarge, Glorioso, Lowell, Lobovich, and Stefani. Stefani in goal here today for Chicago Nation. In goal for the Renegades is Eric Edwards, and we are officially underway. Chicago Nation in their red kits and blue kits going right to left on your screen. New York Rangers. Get that back. New York Rangers, Renegades, I believe, are actually in the red and blue. Chicago Nation are in their black and blue and red kits going left to right on your screen. All right, midfield. Good work here by Glorioso. Now, Gascalzo. He'll go down. He'll have a free kick here in a dangerous place for the Renegades. So dangerous chance here for the Renegades. Curling ball towards the near post. Loosed and finally cleared away by Chicago Nation. Not a play. Ball hits up off the hand of Chicago Nation. We'll keep playing. Revel. Ball played. Settled down now by Glorioso. Up the near side. Good work as Flores was there. Now back to Glorioso. Descalzo loses the ball. Now free kick here for Chicago Nation. Taken here by Klabjan, a staple of the Chicago Nation team. Andrea Necci in the YouTube channel feed. Pittsburgh Riverhounds Field is one of the best in USL. It has nice views. It absolutely does. Flores looks to switch the point of attack. Gomez up that far side. Here comes Nation. Both these teams fighting for a chance to play in the national semifinals. Chicago Nation just did that here in the spring. As a free kick coming up here for the Renegades. Falling short of the ultimate goal of winning the national championship. Talked about it in the open, about how Chicago Nation traveled into Marion, Ohio to take on Food Ohio, but the field was not the approved dimensions that are required by the UPSL. The game never happened. There's a lot of chatter in social media land about that, and you know, if you're fan of the game, obviously you want to see a game played, but at the end of the day, the rules are the rules. That game was awarded to Chicago Nation. That's why they're here. They was fired from distance. Ohio played Detroit United a week prior to that on the exact same field. Detroit United fell short in that game. Put back in by Tristan Stefani, the goalkeeper for Chicago Nation. Been a staple on this team for a while as well. Renegades in possession. Carriel looks to switch the point of attack here to the near side. Makes its way to Klobjan, and now here come the Renegades. That's a shot from distance and in! The Renegades open the scoring in the 6th minute. A wonder strike from about 30 yards out. It's 1-0. Look at it here. Speed this up, but look at this play right here. From distance, over Stefani. And just like that, the Renegades take a 1-0 lead. Let's get back underway here. A fantastic finish and goal here for the Renegades. Chicago Nation now going to find an answer for the early goal here. On the Renegades. Ball back across, loose inside the box. Revel was there, but getting there first was Eric Edwards, the goalkeeper. That goal, by the way, scored by Junior Rosero. Sal's puts it across, and that's cleared out for a corner. Long ball. And that's a one-time chance from Rosario. Goal number 2. And the Renegades are storming here in Pittsburgh. The Renegades are piling it on here at Highmark Stadium, up 2-0, 12 minutes in. Chicago Nation needs some help here now as they go down 2 goals. Played back by Glorioso, and back now to Michael Flores. Giving back to the Renegades. Rivas at that far side. Looking for his teammate. Cero. I'll drop back, and that's Campos, number 21. Player down for Chicago Nation. Well, looks like I saw a player from New York. Yeah, looks like, again, that's number 21, Milton Campos. Didn't have him starting on our roster, but just due to the weather, how cold it is. It is a brisk 30 degrees outside right now. Joined now by my broadcast partner and Ryan Glinsky. And Ryan, man, welcome here into the broadcast. We were kind of cutting it close there.
Yes, we were.
His Revel now for Chicago Nation. He'll go down. We'll keep playing, says the referee. No, they're going to bring the foul, bring it back. We're not going to keep playing.
Yeah, we were cutting it close. What I missed is I saw the second goal. I didn't see the first one, but I did see that second goal. It was a beautiful strike, and glad to be part of this one too. So just let me know what I missed.
You missed 2. Well, you missed a goal from Rosero again. He knocked one in from about 35+ yards out over the outstretched hands of Stefano. He just wasn't expecting that shot.
For the first goal.
First goal, yeah. Wow. The second goal, he obviously another beautiful shot just outside the 18 that went past Stefani.
Look at the train rolling on in. That's pretty awesome. This is a pretty sweet setup in terms of a stadium. This is pretty awesome. Got the little river behind.
That they do. Look at this. Another chance now. Flicked up and over, but the flag does go up. Offside is the call.
It looked on to me for a second. It looked like he may have, maybe not. It's close, to say the least. But you just, based on the couple of minutes I've seen, New York is all over Chicago, and they got to find a way to respond, grabbing that their first goal, third goal of the game.
Gomez will go down. One back by Rivas and the Renegades. You're just joining us here. 2 goals happening in the early moments of this game. Just 10 minutes in, it was up 2-0. Gomez sliding into the box, looking for Marquez, and he wanted to foul. He's not going to get it. Not today.
No, not today.
Yeah, we were taking care of some business in Florida here just a short while ago. So going from Florida to Pittsburgh.
If you put it that way, it's pretty funny.
It is, right? That's exactly what we were doing, calling some Academy Finals in Florida. Watching us think about this. This is a USL Championship stadium. We were calling Indy 11, who plays in USL Championship against AC Connecticut in a national championship game. AC Connecticut takes the victory in penalty shootout. It's Gomez up the near side. Revel puts it back to Gomez, sends it into the box. Comments continue to roll in here on the UPSL YouTube channel. Keep them coming. Let us know what you're watching from and who you're rooting for. Talked about how we were all excited here about 10 days ago. Actually, I think it was 2 weeks ago. It was right before Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken. We were supposed to call that Food Ohio Chicago Nation game. It was me, Will, and Ryan. We were all sitting here waiting to call that game. And then shortly after that game was called, I remember getting my my Tukas killed in FIFA, FC 26.
For the people at home, John and I play FIFA regularly, and he doesn't win many games, is what I would say.
That is absolutely the truth. I will not shy away from the fact that Ryan is a better player than me when it comes to FC 26. Now, if it was FIFA, I would totally win, but since they changed the name,
yeah, that's why.
This ball all the way down by the 18. That's Glorioso now on it.
You know, John, one of my first broadcasts I did with you in the month of August was that Chicago Nation game when they were down in Cleveland. I think it was a quarterfinal or a Final Four, and really impressed with the way that they play, and hoping some more of the same here.
No, I mean, Chicago Nation's been, especially from the Midwest, Central, Midwest, North, they've been a staple in that division. You know, the biggest challenge in the UPSL is there are so many teams, and not just to mention so many teams, there are so many options for players to play, right? You talk about, specifically in that area, you've got Midwest Premier League teams, you've got USL2, you've got UPSL, you've got, as a yellow card was here just issued to the Renegade player, that's Eric, I'm sorry, actually to Chicago Nation. Is it not Labovich, another player there? We'll take a look at if there's a replay. 15. Darlage.
Yeah, I think I think that the words coming from Labovich was that it wasn't warranted of a yellow card. Labovich still having words with the AR. Here's a look.
Yeah, I mean, they get tied up. I mean, we've seen fouls like that 100 times. I don't know if that's necessarily warranted of a yellow card. But again, if you're trying to manage a game too as a referee, you're maybe trying to set a tone here early that you don't want that next one to be even worse, right? And so that might be a reason for that.
Yeah, it just seemed like it was just incidental contact. I think Tercios knew exactly what he was doing there, just kind of get in front and get fouled from behind there. And Darlage just wrong spot at the wrong time. I just don't think that's warranted of a yellow card.
Fair enough. Comments continue to roll in here on the UPSL YouTube channel. Again, if you're watching, where you're watching from, who you're rooting for, let us know in the comments section. All comes in. Off the head and in! 3-0. Fantastic finish. Off the head of Francisco Flores.
Yeah, just a free header. Gets in front of the guy who we were just talking about, who just got the yellow card, Darlage. Darlage did not pick him up in the box there, and it's just a free header. No one picks him up, and it's just getting bad. It's just getting from bad to worse for Chicago Nation. 20 minutes in, they trail 3-0, and it's a long mountain. It's a big mountain to climb if you're Chicago.
Looking to see if that was, it might have been Tercios who got the head on that. Just trying to take a look and see. Played across field there. 22 minutes in, it's 3-0 here in favor of the Renegades. It's not insurmountable. We've seen score lines where teams are down by 2 or even 3. One back here by Renegades. It's Rivas playing a long ball into Descalzo, and that will make its way out for a corner kick. Oh, just kidding. Looks as though the players definitely thought it was a corner. Referee pointed to a goal kick.
You wonder maybe if travel plays a little bit of a factor into this one. Chicago, obviously further than New York is to Pittsburgh in this spot. Wonder if traveling, because you see out of the first 20 minutes that New York jumped all over Chicago. They seemed like the more fresh team, ready to play. And you just wonder if, the travel played a factor in this spot.
36 degrees here in Pittsburgh. Feels like 31 degrees.
It's a big drop from Florida.
Well, we were 82 degrees. Felt like 84, would have said. So we're in our studios here in Metro Detroit, Michigan. It's this ball played out wide. Rosero making the run. He'll get a touch. No, he doesn't. Rebound goes just wide.
That's a great initial tackle from Cameron. As you see, that ball goes right in, and you see right in front of the face of the goal went Rosero, but a great initial tackle from Cameron.
Obviously, a lot of comments coming in about, rooting for Ohio. Over what took place in regards to a game being forfeited. And as someone I love the game of soccer, I've been a part of it my entire life. There have been moments as a coach where, as my experience as a referee and a player, I was able to, find the technicalities in the moment maybe to win a soccer game and, or get yourself that advantage, right? And so I think that that's something that, good, bad, or indifferent, I think all teams try to do. Ultimately, it's the outcome, right? I think playing that game would have been, better for the game. But is it better for Chicago? Is it better for? I don't know the answer to that question.
It's a gray area, really, which way you think about it.
Because it is. I think that if I flip it around, right? So you're traveling into another place, and you're like, hey, it's not. Hey, there's holes all over the ground. Do you try to move it? Do you try to do something else? I mean, what do you try to do? Again, the answer isn't an easy one, right? It's not something I think that just go play the game. But I understand. I think both sides of it. It stinks for the game of soccer, right? Because you want to see players play. You want to see teams win on the merit of playing the game. As this ball is given away, another chance, it goes up and over.
Yeah, that's just a poor giveaway right there by Klabjan in a dangerous spot. And that's just what it seems to be, is just not clean Chicago is. And to your point,
I just want to say, out of the comments, I'm not saying there are holes on the field. I was just saying, I was just giving an example. It was not like, I'm not saying there was holes on Fudo House Field. I'm just saying that, you flip it around and go someplace else and the field's not what you want. If it's unsafe, there are a lot of things that make, that can make things more difficult for a game to happen. So that's all that I was trying to say. But again, I understand where Fudo House, no one would ever want to be in that position. So as someone who loves the game of soccer, you want to see players play. You want to see players go out there, win on playing the game, and see where things fall. We joke around about it, right? What's 5 yards, right? Does 5 yards make a tremendous difference? The answer is I don't know. I don't think it does. But nonetheless, the rules are the rules as Marquez gets shouldered off the ball.
That's a great challenge coming on in. But, yeah, to your point, it's I don't know. It's such a, you can see, like you said, you can see both sides of it, and I can see both sides as well. But at the end of the day, you'd rather see the teams play, rather see the players compete amongst one another. I mean, you've played, I'm sure you've played, coached, ref, whatever it is, on crappy playing surfaces. I've played on very crappy playing surfaces, and it affects the game a little bit. But at the same time, we still just dealt with it. The only time where we cancel games based on field conditions, if it's too wet and too rainy, where the ball just doesn't even move, as we have a player down in Glorioso.
I remember in high school, my senior year, my high school soccer coach, and we had lost a regional final the night before, and I remember he was hoping that we were going to get a phone call about an ineligible player that would allow us to keep going, right? Like, is there an ineligibility or something would have happened? I think that we're all of us, when things don't go a certain way, we're always like, hey, is there something that can keep us going, right? Because I would argue that, hey, well, shouldn't have, in that case, Detroit United, who had played the week before, wouldn't they have actually been the team to play? Maybe that game should have been between Chicago Nation and Detroit United, if you're going to look at it from that same perspective. At the end of the day, again, I completely understand where Food Ohio is, and deservingly so. Should they be in this game? Was this ball played across? Or, hey, should they have played this game somewhere more neutral 5 or 6 days later and tried to see what could have happened? You don't know.
Yeah, after this corner, I'll give you another, me playing in the days of COVID, playing soccer. I'll give you an example of, something with that with players and in COVID as well. People were trying to get teams to drop out of the state tournament because of COVID. But, we still got a game here, though.
28th minute, it's 3-0. Ball headed away, settled down. Now cleared away by the Renegades.
Yeah, my example was, my senior year of playing high school, that was still the fall season here. It was 2020, so you still have all the COVID, and it's more of like, we're going to play, are we not going to play, but we still ended up playing. I think we missed a week or two of the season, but we still played. And some people were trying to say, like, when teams lose, it's a giveaway.
Giveaway inside. Lowell, he'll go down inside the box. It's slotted across. Renegades will build up from their back line.
That just kind of sums up the day that Chicago's had so far. Great chance, and just the wall slips.
All played back, and Stefani will play it up that far side.
Yeah, as I was saying, where, they lose a game and they're trying to get COVID to affect the team that they just lost to by saying, oh, we had a player have COVID and they have to cancel, trying to end the season short. I never really liked that. Even when we lost, I didn't like that, we lost the game. You lost the game. You can't try to sabotage someone else through a different way. But, hey, we got a good game here in front of us. New York up 3-0, and it's been a rough one so far for Chicago.
All the way back now to Edwards. Choose to clear it up over midfield. Big boot. Stefani will come over.
A little bit more of a positive note. I know I mentioned it, but I love where the stadium is right now. Just really like the backdrop of what's behind it. It looks like a really cool stadium. You saw the train go by a little bit earlier. But I would love to come to a game here now. This is an unbelievable looking stadium.
They're going to be adding obviously some more seats here to make this. I think the current stadium can handle somewhere between 7,000 and 8,000 total. They're going to be up to 15,000 as they are trying to get ready for that Division I status coming up here in a couple of years.
They say, Google says 5,000 here, but with standing room that can get a little bit bigger.
I was counting also the ability to watch from outside on boats out in the water. Does that not count towards attendance?
I have no idea. So I don't know if the San Francisco Giants count them as where all of them sit in their boats out in right field there, or left field.
Paddle for home run balls?
Yes.
Yep.
I don't know if that's counted.
Oh, up that far side. Out of play last touched off the Renegades.
You certainly think so, though.
Anything is possible. Just tuning in here. 3 goals in this game. 2 from Rosario. And then the third goal, I believe, is from Eric Tercios. That or Francisco Flores. Couldn't quite tell. We'll look at it here in a couple minutes as this ball is thrown back in. Glorioso back across. Settle down now. Revel tries to take a half volley. Finally cleared away.
Yeah, that was a really good heads-up play to take that throw in quickly. Offsides.
Remember last year, yes, we actually covered that game last year. It was Fudo versus Bridges. That was a game very close. Bridges probably better than Fudo. They did exactly match to OT and PKs. It was a physical game too. We actually had at one point we put up on the screen, I think, the crazy tackle like graphic, because there were some crazy tackles in that game. Very physical game that happened here last year. Covered that one here from Pittsburgh. You know, I am a firm believer that, you know, the things that obviously don't kill you make you stronger. And as much as it's painful that Fudo is not here today, what they learned, I'm sure, from that experience will only continue to give them a much stronger ability to overcome those obstacles in the future and get to where they want to go. We had a chance to call their names quite a bit here over the last couple of years, and they're a very quality side. I mean, what they were able to do with Detroit United would have been, but
it would have been a good. It would have been a good game.
Correct. Apologize about that. So just about 12 minutes or so to go in this first half. Glorioso up the near side. Knocked out of play.
Yeah, we're starting to see, you know, I missed the first 10 minutes or so, but we're really starting to see Chicago Nation growing into the game a little bit. We've had a couple of opportunities to put some shots on frame.
Collision just outside the box. Tercios plays it up to Rosero. Rosero now makes his way into the box. In transition, cuts it back. It's actually last touched off Rosero.
Yeah, good transition from the Renegades on the counterattack there. It just seems like New York wants it a little bit more right now in terms of how the tackles are flying in. All the loose 50-50 balls up in the air. It just feels like the Renegades want it a little bit more than Chicago. And when we're seeing, you know, the effects of it. You know, New York already up 3-0 in this one. They're up 3-0 within the first 20 minutes. I think Chicago's got to match a little bit of the intensity. They have to match a little bit of that physicality. But they also have got to put some chances in on net.
Off that far side. Nation looking to find one here to close out this first half. Give themselves a fighting chance in the second half. Revel. Flores. Got Xavier Gomez now. Gomez. Flores looking for Revel, and that was deflected, and good defensive work there. Oje Bedward in on that. And this is away inside. Carriel. Over the top and not able to get there. Glorioso, good physical play from him on Carriel. He'll go down. We'll keep playing, says the referee.
Yeah, very physical game between these two sides, and just a missed time pass. Out of play that time from Gomez. And, you know, in the cold, a normal tackle hurts a little bit more than normal. Everything's kind of intensified in the cold in terms of bumps and bruises. So anytime you're going into a tackle, it's going to hurt a little bit more.
All out of play, and waiting for another ball to make its appearance back on the field. UPSL is one of those large leagues here that have found a calling when it comes to these national championships. You think about this, they have one in the fall, one in the spring. And it used to be where they try to do East Coast, West Coast, and now I think they just found their home in California. So Championship Stadium, home of Orange County FC. It's a good move there by Flores. Chicago Nation not having a problem moving the ball around. Flores now down by the end line. Looks to slide it back across, and that's knocked out.
Yeah, you're starting to see some of that quality from Chicago Nation. Starting to get some quality of Chicago Nation. It's starting to show a little bit. Just seems like New York came out of the gates firing on all cylinders. Took Chicago a little bit to get in the game, and that's been the big difference in this one.
Ball comes in off the corner. Just outside the 18. Another chance coming in. Glorioso. Got like a toe on that, and that went wide.
Yeah, I think they're going to call that back for a foul, though. And they are. Yeah, you see a tackle come in as Glorioso came in just outside the 18. And they'll have a good free kick opportunity. I think that's the right call from the referee. But you're starting to see Chicago Nation grow into this game, but you wonder if it's just a little too late, almost halftime here. You're trailing 3-0. And I think what the most important thing is for Chicago before you get into halftime is you have to score a goal at some point. Get some momentum going into the break. A 2-goal deficit's a little bit more manageable in one half compared to 3. So if you can find a goal in these last 7 minutes plus added time, that would be massive for your chances in order to try to claw your way back.
Well, Flores stands over this one. The shot taken and tipped over by Edwards.
It's a really good free kick. Probably best opportunity of the day for Chicago.
It was Gomez who took the kick. Flores was there as well. Another ball sent in way back post, put right back in the mix, and Edwards comes up with it.
Yeah, good little spell of possession from Chicago. Couple good chances. Nothing in the back of the net yet. Edwards doing a good job in net.
Ball driven up.
Seems like Chicago is playing a really high line up at this point. And they got to be a little bit careful. There's a couple of miscommunications already in between the back line. You see with Labovich, Cameron, and then Glorioso. Got to be a little bit tighter at the back, a little bit cleaner, because there could be a 4th goal put in the net by New York.
Restart here for Chicago Nation. Down 3 goals. Under 5 minutes to go in this first half. We're live at Highmark Stadium here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Home of the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, who just won their first ever USL championship just a few short weeks ago, beating Tulsa. Ball is passed, and Cero's in an offside position. turn alongside Ryan Galinsky. It's the only quarterfinal matchup taking place here in December. All the rest of the bracket will start to complete itself here in January as the warmer states and out west will start to compete in this national tournament after the holidays. They're down here for the Renegades. Number 28. I have 20 on my roster. Do you have 28 on your roster?
No, but I think he just picked up a bit of a knock.
You know, Ryan, won't be the first time or the last time that we don't have a jersey number correct on our roster.
It definitely won't be the last, we'll tell you that. Also, I like those
they keep saying we don't have audio, but we have audio. It might be a YouTube thing.
I will say, I like those little coats, though. Parka, whatever it is. Thank you, Bianco.
Jesus Estrada, Chuco from Black Cat here, having played on that same field last year for the same game, round of 16 against Toledo, Ohio, XNLT team. That field was a field in great condition despite the 5 yards. No doubt. It's a middle school all-turf field. I mean, they're a dime a dozen around the United States. I mean, that is correct. I mean, they're everywhere. I don't know, to be fair, I don't know why 65 yards is, or whatever the number is what it is. I feel like, okay, there's a minimum, which, okay, but I think that should be 60 yards. I think 60 should be the required minimum, because I feel like field advantage, size, that should be left up to the host. I mean, like, yeah. I want to play on a smaller field. I want to give myself an advantage.
Look at baseball.
I mean, yeah, for sure. Different outfields. I mean, you could say there's hitters parks all across this country. There's parks that benefit pitchers. I think that should be a thing. I think that,
and there was one time broadcasting Central Michigan State baseball. That ball's through.
Over the top. Rosario, he'll take a one-time volley.
A bit ambitious.
It was, but he's already scored 2 of them. So I mean, at some point in time, you don't stop trying. If you're already scored 2 goals in a game.
Yeah, but as I was saying, I was doing a baseball game, CMU, MSU, and I was waiting for my on-field interview with the coach of Central Michigan, and I remember the players. There's a chance in here.
The ball leaks its way into the 18.
And was waiting there, and I remember the outfielders for Central Michigan walking, because we were at Michigan State. They're walking off. They're like, "Can you see the ball at all?" Because the press box at Michigan State was white. The ball's white, and that played into the Michigan State hand that the outfielders aren't used to the press box being white, and they can't track the ball in the outfield. So anytime someone can get a little bit of an advantage, they can. Like, you actually see it in soccer when teams want to do long throw-ins. They will actually, if they're away, the home side will move the billboards in so they can't take the long throw-ins. So anytime you can get a little bit of an advantage, teams will try, no matter what it is.
And I'm not saying that Food Ohio looking for an advantage playing on a smaller field. Again, you'd imagine in most of these towns across the country, that there might only be 1 or 2 high school fields or fields available. And so we talk about it all the time. From an infrastructural standpoint, field rental and facility rental is the hardest thing
yes,
you can do here right now in this country. And so access to fields is, and obviously at a fair price.
Yes,
that's the next thing too. So I think that those things do play a factor in the amateur game. No question about that. But I do think there's something to be said, though, about having a home field advantage, right? I mean, playing your game at home, whether that be the size of the field or your fan base, is an advantage. And so, there's a reason why you were hosting in the first place. There's a reason why you're going to host. I keep saying this. I think that leagues like the UPSL have to adopt a pod-like environment where you're hosting a weekend of 4 games, right? You're hosting a semifinal or some kind of a matchup on a Friday, and then another 2 games or a final on a Sunday, right? And so that way, you know, there's a bidding process. There's an opportunity for teams to travel in. It's not as much of a hindrance as far as traveling if you can find a way to do that. It's just hard to have teams travel 10, 15 hours to go to a game, and for one game. You know, if you made it 2 games over the course of a weekend, that makes it easier for teams to travel. Ball comes in. Look at this now. An opportunity. Cut back shot. Oh, that's a fingertip save. And then another chance. Another save from Stefani. The opportunities continue here for the Renegades.
Wow, that's great saves.
Descalzo hold it back not once but twice.
But if you go back to it, there's a couple of free headers in the box. I thought that one was going to be put home by Descalzo. He had a couple of opportunities, but Tristan Stefani, beautiful saves to keep this within striking distance for Chicago Nation.
Officially here in stoppage time in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Oh, out wide. Marquez now. Klobjan all the way back to Jamal. Thank you to our camera operator Trevor for making the trek 6 hours today. He did 6 hours last. He did what 3.5 hours to Marion, Ohio for the last time. With center camera operator into Ohio, he traveled, got there, setting up, and then was informed there wasn't going to be a game. I mean, we should actually be, you know, giving him some credit too, because he drove there for no game. But all kidding aside, the first half will wrap up here. The Renegades are full in command of this one, up 3-0 here in this UPSL quarterfinal matchup. 45 minutes down, 45 minutes to go. Don't go anywhere. Be back after this.
Boost your brand with NSN's live soccer broadcast, reaching a passionate audience in real time. Engage fans during thrilling soccer matches. Maximize visibility with tailored ad packages. Add 30-second or 60-second commercials for concise, impactful messaging and greater audience connection. Call 586-304-4405 and start your campaign today.
the UPSL, the National Soccer Network, and the UPSL YouTube channel. My name's Jonathan Turner. Happy to have you along wherever you're watching here on this Sunday afternoon. It's the UPSL quarterfinal matchup. Alongside Ryan Glinsky, I'm Jonathan Turner. We're bringing you our Metro Detroit press box here. And hello, everybody, and welcome back in as we talk about this matchup. It's 3-0 here at the half. It's been all Renegades. There have been moments here in this game where Chicago Nation has been good, looked good at times, but the counterattack has been where the Renegades have been stronger, and they have 3 goals to show for it.
Yeah, I was able to see 2 of them, and they were some really good goals. And based on what I could tell is New York came out of the locker room firing. They wanted this game more than Chicago. Chicago seemed a little lackadaisical out of the gate. And we kind of saw as that half went on that Chicago started to grow into the game. They created a couple of chances. They saw 3 chances within about 30 seconds of minute each other of the quality of Chicago. But they have an uphill mountain to climb. It's definitely in striking distance. They could definitely score 3 goals and a half. I mean, heck, New York just did it. Can Chicago do it? We'll just have to wait and see, but it's a big mountain to climb.
That it is. Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights here. From right there on your screen. Nice collision there. You saw that injury. Flicked over, but Rosero's in an offside position. A beautiful header that was. And here's a look at the first. That's not first one. This is a great rebound, though, an opportunity here.
Yeah, there's a couple of really good chances from New York to make it 4-0.
Look at this strike here. This here is the opening goal. Just like that. Renegades have a 3-0 lead. I mean, Rosero, again, he had not 1 but 2. I apologize. We missed that highlight in the transition here as we're rolling into our other studios. But either way, Renegades here are rolling here right now in Pittsburgh. They're up 3-0. We still have 45 minutes to go. Anything can happen. We've seen it. I mean, I was at a UPSL National Final weekend here just a few short years ago in Columbus. And during that game, we saw a team down 3-0. And they came back and they ended up winning that game in extra time. I think it was final score was like either 4-3 or 5-4. It was a very interesting game. Things can happen for sure. The question becomes, can Chicago make their way back into this one?
Yeah, it'll be interesting, but it's going to take a lot. They got to come out of the gate firing for sure, and they can't be out of the locker room the way that they can't start the second half the way they started the first half.
No doubt about that. We're going to step aside here. We come back here. We'll get ready for the second half, so don't go anywhere. You're watching the UPSL quarterfinals on the UPSL YouTube channel.
Boost your brand with NSN's live soccer broadcast, reaching a passionate audience in real time. Engage fans during thrilling soccer matches. Maximize visibility with tailored ad packages. Add 30-second or 60-second commercials for concise, impactful messaging and greater audience connection. Call 586-304-4405 and start your campaign today. Boost your brand with NSN's live soccer broadcast, reaching a passionate audience in real time. Engage fans during thrilling soccer matches. Maximize visibility with tailored ad packages. Add 30-second or 60-second commercials for concise, impactful messaging and greater audience connection. Call 586-304-4405 and start your campaign today. Boost your brand with NSN's live soccer broadcast, reaching a passionate audience in real time. Engage fans during thrilling soccer matches. Maximize visibility with tailored ad packages. Add 30-second or 60-second commercials for concise, impactful messaging and greater audience connection. Call 586-304-4405 and start your campaign today.
Welcome back. The Highmark Stadium here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. On the turn alongside Ryan Glinsky. Happy to have you here. We're at the half. 3-0 here in favor of the Renegades. Happen to have that second goal. Take a look at it. Look at this, just turns and shoots. I mean, one touch, right, and there it is.
That's all you need. It's a really, really good strike from Rosero. It's a beautifully worked goal, great strike. I mean, we've seen some really impressive goals in this game, and that was probably the best one. You can argue with the first or the second goal was the best one, but that is definitely up there. That's a phenomenal goal. Just the way he can turn on the half volley and the volley and fire it in.
And about that is referee crew has made their way back out onto the pitch. Moments away from getting this game back underway. Take a look here at the bracket. This is the bracket as of this morning. There it is. And you see there, no games until January for the rest of this bracket. So these guys are looking to punch their ticket into a national final, semifinal here coming up January 30th and February the 1st. Everybody else is waiting until the new year to get underway. to complete the rest of this bracket. You got some games here. I take that back. There are some games happening later on in December to kind of round out. Still, it just seems like two teams are fighting for a chance to play in a game that no one else has arrived at the party yet to.
Yes, that is true. But here in the Midwest, you got to play your games before January because that's when the weather gets really, really bad. Even think some.
I just got to say the comment section right now on this UPSL YouTube channel is hilarious. It is. I mean, I've seen him doing this now. Well, a bunch of games here over the last couple of years. It's a lot to see the YouTube chat and to see different chatter going back and forth between different fan bases. But I've got to say, this is good. Breaking news: Chicago has deemed the field too unsafe to play. Match is canceled. Chicago moves on.
That's funny.
It is funny. You got to laugh. Honestly, if you can't laugh at these types of things, you know. But either way, we are moments away from getting this second half underway. John Holsinger, 7028. Announcers, you are doing a great job. Enjoy your commentary. Well, we appreciate you, and we enjoy you.
Yeah, we do.
We really only enjoy those that say nice things about us. The rest of them we don't enjoy. Oh man, we're going to get things back underway here. I mean, all things aside from it being 36 degrees outside, it's a beautiful day for soccer.
Is it though?
I mean, I think anytime, as a former player, anytime I got a chance to play, it didn't matter. You want to get out there and want to play. Wouldn't
you rather it be warmer? I mean, you're a goalie, so you're just kind of standing around. You can't really stay warm.
Nope. That is true. So you have to find unique ways to do that. So a lot of jumping jacks. Trying to find ways to stay warm. Raining outside. I mean, it's just that's the one thing that kind of stinks as a goalkeeper is that you have to find other ways to stay warm while the rest of the team is running around.
Yeah, I'd rather play in warmer weather than colder weather.
I don't doubt that. I mean, that's why every year we traveled out of state to go down to Florida. We weren't like going, let's go travel to Alaska. That was not one of our things. I'd imagine some teams want to do that though. Maybe,
hockey maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. There was a whole movie, wasn't it called Mystery Alaska about hockey? They play hockey in a pond?
Probably. I mean, I've never heard of it
hockey
or
in a
watched
pond.
it.
New York Rangers came into town and they played a professional game right on the pond against Mystery Alaska's team, and Mystery almost won over the Rangers.
Oh, wow.
I think it's based on it's like Rudy's true story.
It's a true story. Yeah, that's crazy. It's like the Miracle on Ice, basically, just in Alaska.
After Renegades win the entire UPSL on February 1st, we will welcome them for a friendly game in Ohio on the way back. Covered the Renegades here a couple of years ago. So we're back underway here from Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Renegades in red and blue going left to right on your screen. Chicago Nation in their blue, red, and white kits going right to left. Jonathan alongside Ryan Glinsky. Happy to have you as this ball shot towards that goal. And Stefani makes a meal of it. And it goes out for a corner.
It talked about that Chicago cannot start off the first half, cannot start the second half the way they started the first half. And that was close to it. They almost gave up a goal within the first 45 seconds or so. If you're going to mount a comeback, you can't give up anything at this point. You got to make sure you're the one scoring all the goals.
Rivas will put this one back in. Played towards that near post. Back post! Off the post! Another chance. Maybe a foul coming up, and it does.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. Great chance to really end this game. But just goes right off the woodwork. Good chance, good flick that time, but just couldn't put it in.
I do want to, and I know that we're at that point now where in the UPSL, Ryan, in most of these leagues that are that pre-professional, I know a lot of teams aren't thinking about the numbers and how we read them as broadcasters. But if it looks like an 8, but at the same time looks like a 9, that's a problem for us. And I always say this, like, someone needs to, maybe I get to start a consulting fee when I go to like uniforms and be like, hey, let's pick that number. That I can tell from 45 yards away.
Yeah, there's teams that, it's not even just soccer. It's, teams in different sports all across the country that have interesting numbers, and you can't really see it all the time. Like, I remember in the Premier League, back when I first started watching in like 2011, 2012, that the 1s kind of looked like 7s at certain times, and made it hard to know who was who. If I was a broadcaster at that time, it would be difficult to say who was 7 or 11, or even 1. Most 1s are typically goalkeepers, but
Ball goes out of play.
maybe there should be regulations on jerseys. Like, the numbers have to be
well, you get, like, again, you get to the Major League, soccer, you get to the USL Championship, the new divisions, right? These new higher divisions, that their jersey numbers are outlined, right? And they do that because for referees, for VAR, and for broadcasts. It's like a wild, wild west at the lower levels because these games a lot of times aren't covered or are being streamed with play-by-play. And I just had a meeting with a number of leagues across the country talking about last year's broadcast, and there was a league that had 91% of their games were live streamed last year. Only 71% of them though had play-by-play or had a commentator, and so that's it's still a lot of play-by-play, but there's a lot of teams out there that don't have a budget or don't have the resources to pull off a stream, and so I think it's important that they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about getting uniforms, getting kits for our team. This ball is played in. Klobjan got a touch on, but just couldn't keep it cleanly.
Yeah, just lacking a little bit of quality right now in the final third, Chicago. You think of the last 5-10 minutes of that first half where they had a couple chances inside the 18. Just couldn't tuck anything home.
On that far side. Gomez was there and then elect to play it back. Labovic. Orioso. Klobjan. Gomez. Far side switch. 50th minute. 5 minutes into this second half. All curled in. Flick of the head and into the hands of Edwards.
Yeah, if you're New York, you don't want to sit back for the remainder of this game. You can't just allow a whole bunch of pressure. You can't just drop back and commit so many bodies back. It's just a foul right there.
Yeah, Rivas goes in, and you see Labovic coming in, maybe wanting a yellow card here. You'll see this ball. It's a ball. That's a dangerous play. Surprised we don't see a yellow card there.
That's what they're looking for. And I think what Labovic is upset about is, remember in that first half, Labarge, right before that third goal, he was given a yellow card for something way less than that. And I think that's what Chicago's upset about. Can't even get the restart underway.
Gomez. Joseph Munyane was in on that collision. Good to see he's up, though, after taking an elbow the side of his head. Klobjan. Edward was there for the Renegades, now cleared up over midfield, looking to go long, and Labovic gets a head on it, wearing that captain's armband here for Chicago Nation. You talked about how beautiful this stadium is, just seeing the skyline of downtown Pittsburgh off in the distance. There's actually a game I was thinking about maybe I was driving to and being there, but I'm glad we didn't because the press box is currently not open at Highmark Stadium and no scoreboard currently active. So, nope, but we have a backup battery pack that our camera operator is using, so thank goodness for that.
Yes.
It's a good ball, slotted in. Rocero's there on the back end of that pass, and now here comes Chicago Nation, just unable to collect that pass with Glorioso.
Yeah, they're trying to get a counterattack going, and it definitely seemed like a good chance. Just couldn't get it in.
Rocero. There's a long ball in the box, picked up by Stefani, and he'll throw it out to Bignani up on that far side. He's got some green space in front of him. Looking to play it into Flores, and ultimately, how to play it will go. Albovich. A lot of play. Busy weekend here on the National Soccer Network. We've had a lot of games. 27 broadcasts this week. That includes our ESPN broadcast for Oak University and Detroit Mercy. Just finished up one of their games here this afternoon in Metro Detroit. The USL Academy Finals. 15 games for them. Good physical play, and foul is called as Campos trying to get past Flores. Just today alone, we had, it's our third broadcast, me and you together. We also have some hockey games happening on our sister station, Sports Nation TV, which, by the way, will be available on Apple TV, LG, and Samsung TVs here with our NSN app and Sports Nation TV app coming here in January. So not only can you watch us on Roku, but also watch us on Apple, LG, and Samsung TVs. If you're a fan of indoor soccer, had a chance to cover Major League Indoor Soccer last night, Major Arena Soccer League, and their full schedule currently playing here this afternoon. 2 games currently on our network right now. Along with this one, is this ball played up far side and one back by the Renegades. That's a misplayed ball back to Edwards. Dangerous, as this one's almost given right back to Glorioso. Out of play.
Chicago just needs to find a way. 10 minutes into this second half, they need to find a goal quickly. It just, as this game continues to wind down, chances are going to become limited.
Edwards will put it back in play. Goes out of play, and they are in fact expanding this Highmark Stadium. It was announced here a few months ago that they're going from their current 5,000 seat capacity. I think plus, there's some standing room available as well. I think they can max out just under I think 6,500. But they're going to go to 15,000. Glorioso into Revel. Chance here now. Just outside the 18, shot, it's blocked. And they're gonna say corner kick. And you see now, this Quatus Lowell not happy with the call, the no call. Maybe thinking handball.
Yeah, we'll have to take another look when we get a chance, but and based on that reaction, I imagine they have a case for a PK, but
ball comes in off the corner. Got to be put back in. Now Labovich will fire a shot off the post and in. What a beautiful goal through traffic.
I thought Ravel could have taken a touch there. But Labovich, the captain, beautiful strike. We've seen some really good goals here today, but this could be the lifeline for Chicago Nation to get back into this game.
That goal coming from Sasa Labovich, the captain, anchoring that back line for Chicago Nation.
So I
pull one back.
So I guess that handball did not matter.
It did not matter.
It does not matter in the end. Chicago still gets their goal. It took them like 30 seconds longer, which there's a high pressure here.
There is. Now a shot from distance, and Stefani pushes that one aside.
That is a great strike from distance. That was aimed for the top left corner, but Stefani, he's had his money's worth here today. He's had to make a ton of saves. That's a great strike. And I mean, we could honestly make, based on this game, if they were to all go in, we could make our own ESPN top 10 just based on these goals. I mean, there's some really good ones.
This ball pulled in towards back post. Labovich goes up, and it's last touched off the Renegades.
But
yeah. I mean, what we saw from Labovich. I mean, that was a beautiful strike through traffic, hits off the post, and goes in. Very easily could have gone off the post and bounced out. Instead goes to the back of the net, gives them a goal here, and they're still down 3-1. But maybe some hope here with 30 minutes to go in this game.
Yeah, I was about to say that, you know, a 3-goal deficit in a half hour, I don't know, is as attainable as just needing 2 goals in a half hour. And Chicago, I think you're going to see, you know, some time-wasting tactics. We're going to see a lot of frustration, I think, spill over as this game continues to go on, and especially if it gets into a 1-goal deficit, we're for sure going to see some tensions get high.
Chicago Nation. Bob Jean.
For this, it's important for New York to not let that little moment snowball into something bigger. You got to make sure that you stay composed and keep your attention high.
Ball played towards the back post for Glorioso, and that's headed away. Good defensive play.
That's a great ball in. Glorioso at the back post.
Beautiful sights there here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's important for New York to not just sit back for the remaining half hour. You still have a 2-goal lead, and you've shown that you can score goals and defend really well. So just make sure that you don't give up anything silly at the back. Be tight. Don't give away the ball cheaply. And most importantly, to not let Chicago score an easy goal, whether that's a PK or just a simple, you know, maybe an own goal or giving away possession in your own half.
And this is the way, they're going to say it was a not Chicago Nation ball. No, referee pointed for the Renegades. We're going to keep playing, though, and now he's going to bring it back. So he's going to correct this. That's the right thing to do, to be fair.
I don't think you could let it go that long.
Well, there's not like a time. There's not like a, he's just saying, hey, I made a mistake. Let it happen. He's bringing it back. I'm not sure why the Renegades are upset about this because they almost had a free opportunity for Chicago Nation. You'd think they'd be a little more.
I think they're just upset that it wasn't. Wait.
So
it is a Chicago. I'm confused.
Well, what he was saying, he pointed the wrong way, which allowed Chicago Nation to have an advantage. And so what he did was he brought it back, slowed it down. Because clearly, assistant referee maybe got what he thought got the call right, so they were off on the same page there. And so did the right thing. Because what he did by doing that, Renegades were going to get the ball. And so now defensively, they're not in position. And so Chicago Nation tried taking advantage of that. It's the right call to bring it back.
I just think it's a little too late into the play to be doing that. There's probably 10 seconds that went off the clock.
Gomez will play it back. Now Gomez, get it back now. Into space. Looking for Glorioso.
Good shield.
Fantastic shield is Edward. I know the chat continues to go on about this whole Food Ohio thing, and I think it's important. While I very well, Food Ohio could have absolutely won that game. You know, game played. Who knows how that could have gone? I think that just having to play the game, excuse me, would have been, I think, the first test, and then obviously how it becomes decided is the next one. Not saying that Food Ohio wouldn't have won that game. Very well could have. Argue Chicago Nation could have won that game too, but no one played the game. So this ball goes out of play. Like I said, we were there. We were ready. Will was in his chair as our producer. Ryan was sitting right next to me. We were ready to call that game. We were fully prepared. We had everything in front of us. We had a feed.
I even canceled my plans with my friends that night.
You did, man. I mean, what about the commentators? I mean,
but then eventually I made it.
I had gotten a phone call probably about an hour from the league saying that there was some confusion about the size of the field and the game might not be played, is what they said. It's like, oh,
that would have been a nice.
Let me know as soon as you can.
That would have been a nice text, John, beforehand.
I know, right? We sent our camera operator 4 hours into Ohio, which nobody wants to do. Not because it's Ohio, but just because it's 4 hours into Ohio. It's like, I think Lobovich clear this one up and out.
Yeah, but I think we're going to see a lot of frustration, I would say, from the Chicago Nation side as this game continues, because you're going to see New York time waste like we just saw right there. I know it was only 5-10 seconds, but we see some frustration that time for Marquez.
I think the other thing, too, we've talked about it obviously throughout this game, and the Renegades here had that 3-1 lead. Ball, that's a great ball right there, back across for Rosero! 4-1!
That should put the final nail in the coffin, but that is a unbelievable move by the Renegades, and you're going to see someone didn't cover correctly for Chicago Nation, but that's a beautiful 1-2, all that one-touch passing that ends up for Rosero in the back of the net, but that is unbelievable. And if you go back to that play just a little bit before, Gomez and Flores were not on the same page. Flores wanted Gomez a little bit back for that cover on Cariel. That doesn't happen. That opens up Cariel to move the ball into the final third and then play that pass out wide. And they always say the most dangerous person on the field, whether it's basketball, soccer, hockey, is the person who just passed the ball. They give it to Rosario just outside the 18, lays it back, no one picks him up, tap in, 4-1 New York, and that should be the final nail in the coffin.
Hat trick for Rosario. Had 2 goals in the first, 1 here in the third. Back underway here, 67th minute. 3 goals scored in the first. It was 3-0 at the halftime break. Now 2 goals have been scored here in the second, 1 for Chicago and 1 for New York. Far side of the pitch, cut back, put back across, goes up and over. Look at it here.
Yeah, just can't direct that. And Chicago wanted a corner, not going to get it, but just feels like all the momentum, any momentum that Chicago had is just kind of gone. Just looks a little deflated right now for Chicago. They were playing well in this half. Won't lie, they were playing really well in the second half, but that goal right there could seal their fate.
Hits up off the hand of Lopez, was in on that. Matthews Carriel put off his hand for the Renegades, and a different note. World Cup draw happened on Friday. 2 hours of nothing, followed by 7 minutes of awesomeness.
Yeah, it was rather Americanized.
Yeah, just, well, I mean, being that we are American, I guess we can say that, right? But yes, very Americanized, right? You know, bringing in celebrities who have nothing to do with the sport of soccer at all to talk about the sport they don't know anything about. It's great. I mean,
I guess
it is absolutely America.
I guess Tom Brady has a case more than anyone because he's a part of Birmingham City over in England. I guess that's like he's a partial owner, so I guess he's the only one. But
dude, he's an owner, but come on, man, he just put some money. His investor guy came to him one day and said, "Hey, here's some places to put some money into. What do you want to do?" And he said, "Okay, I'll do this one, and this one. By the way, I want that watch over there as well." It's like, I mean, that's how that went down. I mean,
do you think? I mean, he knows a little bit about the game. He was a part of the documentary.
Yeah, a smidge.
Outside of being a bad color commentator for the NFL.
I'm not arguing how great Tom Brady was as a player in football, but he doesn't know anything about soccer.
But he's a partial owner of a team. He knows some. Do you think Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney knew anything about the sport?
Not a thing. I still don't think they know a thing about the sport.
I think
it's like Ted Lasso.
I think they
What's
do.
offside?
They've been the
Are there
owner.
ties?
They've been the owner for like 5 years. I think they know a little bit about the game.
A smidge.
A smidge.
But Ryan Reynolds wasn't on the draw.
Then why wasn't he?
I don't know, man. I wasn't involved. I mean, I had nothing.
I think that the lineup of Shaq, Tom Brady, Gretzky mispronouncing countries all the time, and Aaron Judge sounds like he's got marbles in his mouth. Weren't the best to move.
I'm surprised they didn't put Taylor Swift up there.
See, now that would make a little bit more sense.
I mean, yes.
It would make a little bit more sense just because it's Taylor Swift. But, I don't know. Then we had Kevin Hart up there. Like, what does Kevin Hart know?
Yeah, I don't know. We're not talking about American football. We're actually talking about the World Cup draw, which happened here on Friday. Misplayed there by Stefani.
It was offsides, I think. Man, that got off track for a second.
Absolutely. We were kind of arguing about nothing there. I felt like I was in a Seinfeld episode for a couple minutes.
That would be nice for inside the game.
Absolutely. 71st minute, it's 4-1. And the World Cup is going to be here in just about 6 months. And notice that the U.S. men's national team are playing all their games on the West Coast. They're playing in Los Angeles twice and in Seattle for another game. So it's like kind of weird how they're not going to travel more around the country.
That's true.
All off of Lau, he'll go down, and the referee calls a foul here in favor of the Renegades.
See, the West Coast game would make sense for Australia because you think about it, Australia would be about a day behind, I guess, when that game would take place, just in terms of the different time zones. See, Paraguay that one doesn't matter because they're in the same time, or maybe they're an hour or two behind us. But we obviously don't know who the third team is yet, but I think it'll be Turkey. That if I had to guess, it'd be Turkey.
I'll play it up. Good idea. Tercios is there for the Renegades. Actually, I'm curious how the World Cup will either help or hurt leagues here this summer, because the amount of stuff happening from June, all month of June, which is like prime time amateur pre-professional soccer in this country. They're not taking a break.
No,
now, granted, it's not the same fan base, but I mean, I'd argue that if you're gonna, are you gonna go watch a Midwest Premier League game, a UPSL game on a Saturday when there's World Cup games happening at the same time? Are you gonna go watch these games? Well, that's a collision there.
I think if anything, I think it'll hurt in terms of when the tournament's actually going on. But I think after when the tournament's done, I think that it'll start to pick up a little bit. I think that you'll grab a couple fans.
Oh, good back heel. Garlage, he'll slide it over. He had Lau.
Yeah, that needs to be a goal if you're Chicago. That's a great move. That's a great move. I think we have a substitution taking place here, but that's a great move from Chicago. They have to put that home.
It's the first time stopping by here on the UPSL YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like this, and share this with your friends and family.
Yeah, I think if anything, it'll hurt the first couple weeks. But after that, I think it'll pick back up because you're going to grab some people that just want to watch soccer and learn about it.
There's a collision here, and we'll see a foul and a free kick coming up here for Garlage and Chicago Nation.
And they need to, Chicago needs to convert a chance here soon. And they need to put it back in the back of the net. You got 15 minutes, 17 minutes to find a goal, or to find 3 goals to force any extra time.
Let's play like a corner. 2-man wall for the Renegades. Plays it short.
That's too long.
It's almost like when I was playing for FC 26 man, right? Just my bad corners.
Yes.
This is ball played long. The flag goes up.
Yeah, I see what they were trying to do there to.
The key though, man. I understand where you're going to go here with this, but the key here for them right now, for Chicago Nation, is create something, and you got to get it on goal. You can't have a wasted opportunity. You got to get it in the box. Got to drive it towards goal. Force Edwards to have to make a save.
No, I think that's it's a good idea, but the pass just was too far. You opened up an opportunity. I believe it was Glorioso that had a chance to shoot it, and it's a good opportunity to take a shot from there. But what says that a cross into the box Edwards doesn't come out to make that save? So I think it's a good idea, but you just got to execute it.
Klobjan. What does my team look like? See, I don't have a team. My team in FC 26 is just Real Madrid.
Yeah, just boots it up to Mbappe.
That's right, man. Mbappe is, I mean, he's a GOAT.
He's OP in the
GOAT.
game.
He's a GOAT in the game. He's a GOAT, in the game, Well, like, that's a pull down Labovic inside the box. Finally.
I don't know what Labovic was even doing just at the end line there. He does bring him down, Nico Vidal. He does drag him down as we have Del Scazzo down. But I don't know why he shields it in that spot. So you watch him drag him down right after the ball goes away. You're going to see it on his left arm. It drags him down right there. But it just, I don't know why he tries to shield it in that spot. It just seems like you're playing with fire in that position if you're Labovic.
It's crazy. I think a lot of people are like, well, what team do you play? Do you have like an ultimate team, right? You build your ultimate. No, I see. I don't have that kind of time. That's like having like your fantasy team. You got to like spend like hours figuring out how you're going to play and what you
spend
do.
more time than fantasy football. I'll
That's
tell you
what I'm saying. Well, yeah, I don't play fantasy football. I haven't played it in many years. But my point, though, is I don't have the time. I just want to play. I just want to unwind for 20, 30 minutes, get my butt kicked to Ryan. I don't lose to anybody else unless my wife's Brazilian cousin comes into town and then he kills me too. But I typically don't lose pretty badly except to those two people. And yeah, but
I remember our producer Will. He witnessed after the
obliteration. Yeah, it was right. I mean, yeah, we were literally here all together. I was like, should I go home? Or we figured we'd just wait just in case something changed. I didn't want to drive all the way home and then get a phone call saying, oh, just kidding. They decided to play the game. So we stayed nearby in our studio here. We have a PlayStation 5. We decided to play. Will saw it. I did rage quit the last game.
Yes! Yes!
So basically what that means is I just left the game without it actually being recorded in the official stats of our duels. As this ball comes in off the corner.
It's headed away, but time is just dwindling down for the Renegades not the Renegades, for Chicago Nation to even get anything out of this game.
Played back. Wow. Edwards, and they'll work this around. But my son, who likes to play, video games now too, is all about, like Madden. It's got to be this ball's played in towards Stefani. He's all about you got to play it all Madden mode, and you got to do that. I'm like, dude, I've been playing video games for 30 some years. I just want to just unwind. I want to think about it. Just pick the team. I don't care about
overcomplicating it.
I don't care about subs. I just play.
Yeah, you never sub either. Yeah, that's right.
You don't sub. I'm not getting rid of Mbappe.
It's overcomplicating it.
I don't know if I want to have to. I don't want to. I gotta think, on a daily basis for a lot of my time. I don't want to have to do it playing video games too. If that makes any sense.
Looks like it's starting to rain.
Like a little sleet.
That too, whatever. Poor Trevor.
Edwards will drop it down. Renegades on the ball. Ball played back. That was Waugh. Now, what's the point of attack? That definitely looks like Mother Nature has other things in store here this afternoon. Yellow card coming out.
Just looks them by 3 goals. Losing by 3 goals or so. Made a long trip and a little bit of frustration.
Another look at this one here.
Yeah,
that's Klobjan.
Yeah, that's a frustration foul. Had some words after the fact.
Overflow crowd here at Highmark Stadium and getting ruckus. The camera's starting to shake. I don't know if you saw that or not, but
I did see that.
Massive crowd here at Highmark Stadium. It's hard to, I think about this too, right? This is a game in which both teams had to travel to get here. Neutral site. I'm sure that there's plus and minuses to playing inside of an awesome stadium like this, but that's a heavy touch from Edwards, almost giving it to Nation. Why not allowing a team to, especially up in the quarterfinals, if you have a neutral site for the finals, why not allow a New York Renegades to host or Chicago Nation to host the game? Nobody's here. You feel bad because your fans want to watch the game too. Now, they get to watch it on the stream. They get to hear, me and you chat about nothing for 90 minutes, give or take, right? But I mean, you know, and this is not like an indication of the league about like, hey, you shouldn't do. I'm just saying, like, fans want to watch their team, right, in person, and while driving 4 or 5 hours, you know, might be easier for some than others. This game should be played on a home site of being a host.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting question. And it's definitely something that the league will have to think about in the future.
Good playback by Labovich. He'll get to Stefano, cleared up over midfield, but the referee send the ball out over there, the far side. So I guess we're restarting this game. Mark Hull made his way on the pitch here a few moments ago. Oh, makes its way out. That's again the one thing about, you know, this level is building a fan base that can support you, you know, and support what you're doing in your community. It's the reason why teams like this are formed in the first place, is they want to find a way to bring the community together for the sport they love. That's why you see so many passionate fans in the chat, right? Because they love their team. They love what their team stands for. They love watching their team. They love supporting their team. And every team's fan base deserves a chance to see their team be successful.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you think about this, right? We're going to be this game here now playing today, but the winner will move on to California. We're playing this game on the East Coast, you know, and whoever wins this is going to be traveling here in a month and a half or so to Irvine, California. Some 3,000 miles from here. You're not going to get a lot of fans that can travel that far on a Thursday through Sunday. The end of January. Now look at this. Renegades on the move. Slots it inside. Now here's a chance. It deflects up and over. It's Puerto.
That's a good ball. Good movement again from the Renegades. Puerto just takes a little deflection over. And New York's going to take all the time in the world before this one. Before they take this one.
85th minute. Finally grabs it out of the air. Your score. A little shove there from Gomez. Free kick coming up here. They played short. Feel like that elbow right to the head.
It was sold well. I will say that.
A few minutes left to go in this game, getting towards the business end of this one. Chicago Nation scored a goal here in the first 5 minutes of this second half. A few minutes later, Renegades, Rosario getting his third goal of the game. That's where things stand here in this one, is another collision here on this near side.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some chippy tackles to end this game for both teams.
With that being said, 3-goal differential. Chicago Nation running out of time. Seems like getting back in this one insurmountable. Up that far side. It's a dummy, but nobody there for Chicago Nation. Gomez will play it back. Isaac Sutton making an appearance here in this one. Settle down. Gomez. Glorioso. Back in the middle of the park. Unable to break through that back line of the Renegades. Flag will go up.
That was close. I thought that he kept him on. I thought he was just kept on by Tujmal.
Sutton now. Down by the end line. Hull sends it into the box. Cleared away. Ooh, is Arlage. Tries to go win that ball, and stepping in front there is Vidal, and he'll earn a yellow card.
Yeah, I think that's just a yellow card. As you mentioned earlier in that first half, to make sure nothing escalates over. I know we're in the final minutes of this one. New York will be advancing, but yeah, we sensed a little bit of chippiness throughout this game, and it could spill over into the later stages of this one. Want to make sure everyone comes away from this game unharmed. No dirty challenge on anybody, and you ultimately don't want to see any suspensions either.
No, because again, you get a red card here, you get yourself in trouble. You're not playing in that national semifinal here in January. Ball comes in off the cross. It's headed away. Now here comes the Renegades. Dylan Woods leads the way, passes the ball out wide. He'll get it back. 90th minute. We're going to slide it towards Vidal and played back. Inside. Campos. It was down. It was Glorioso. Is that Delarge? That's Glorioso. So a free kick coming up here. Gomez and Nation, and he'll play it inside. Vignani tried to get past Tejamal. Going to force a pass. Nothing there. Down goes Woods and a free kick. John Deaver goes, "Thank you, announcers, for your work today, despite the gaming over in the minute 12. Yeah, it was 2-0, 12 minutes in.
I don't even
so
think
technically, I guess you could say that if Chicago doesn't score another goal.
I don't even think I was introduced yet into the broadcast by the 12th minute.
No, you were wrapping up the celebration in Bradenton, Florida. The game was supposed to be over with, with around 145 is what we were hoping, and instead it didn't. Hull around midfield. Oh, make its way out of play. Skips out. Back in play. It will go. All back. Health Worshipper says great job on the commentary. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Out comes Stefani.
Are there any negative ones in there? Or does everyone just really like us?
I mean, people sometimes don't like what we say. I think collectively, they tend to like us overall. Right? Sometimes we'll have our moments, right?
Okay.
I think the moment I said that there were some holes in some fields, that was like talking about a foot of house field. It was not. It was just more like a what if.
Yeah.
And they didn't like me at that point. Production team, please shout out Boris Linares, who runs the Renegades. He's the man. There you go.
Shout out.
Shout out, done. Mic drop.
I don't know if we got a button for that.
I know, we don't actually. Officially in the 3rd minute now, the 4th minute of added time. Ball is curled past that post and out of play. Goal kick coming up.
But New York can smell the national semifinal.
Yeah, that will be played on a Friday, coming up here in January, the 30th of January. And then the national championship and 3rd place game will take place on Sunday. In the event of inclement weather, they will have it actually play on Saturday. I know that because I traveled to Irvine, California here last year and called the national finals weekend for the fall championships. Fun trip. It rained all day Thursday and on to Friday, and so they almost canceled the games on Friday. Because of more rain, had to move the games to Saturday. Down in the corner. Vidal sends one back post. Nobody there. Referee looks at his watch. And that will wrap up this game. The Renegades travel into Pittsburgh and are moving on to the national semifinals coming up here in January. And for us, it didn't take extra time or penalties, which 66% of our games we covered today went that route.
Yes, yes, they did.
We're so happy that didn't happen. I'm sure everybody else at home is as well.
Well, if you think about it, they all went 90 minutes.
They all did go, well, no. The one only didn't play an extra when we went to penalties.
Yes,
3rd place
true,
game.
True.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you to the announcers for talking about Food Ohio. This has been an extremely painful chapter in our great history.
We feel for you.
Yeah, we do. Again, because we were the ones waiting to call the game. And I lost bad playing for FC 26, so that would not have happened.
I didn't mind it.
Of course you did, because
I won 3 times. Well, I won 2, but that one didn't get recorded because you rage quit.
That's right, correct. I did end up rage quitting. It is 100% the case. We'll stick around here for a moment while they bring out the trophy for celebration as we'll bring you back into our press box here in Metro Detroit. There's the trophy right there. Here we are. I'm Jonathan Turner. Sorry, I'm Jonathan Turner. That's Ryan Glinsky. We're happy to have you be a part of this broadcast here tonight. Again, we talk about this. The Renegades, they had a clear goal here today. That was to move past Chicago Nation and out of the national semifinals, and they did just that.
Yeah, they did that. There was a strong performance. It seemed like right out of the gate they were all over Chicago. Chicago seemed a little sleepy out of the gates, and they got punished for it by 3 goals in the first 20 minutes. They really took it to them. A better showing in the second half, I would say, from Chicago, but that 4th goal, that hat trick from Rosario, just really put the final nail in the coffin in the last 25, 30 minutes. Was kind of just just waiting till the game ended, and really strong performance from the Renegades.
Absolutely. Let's take a look here, some of the replays from this match. Here they are. Corner kick here. Yeah, this was a great chance here. Hit off the woodwork. Kissed that far post. Didn't make its way in. And again, remember at the halftime break, it was 3-0 to start this second half. It got physical. It wasn't chippy, but physical at times. It played like a quarterfinal would.
Yeah.
Lau makes his way in the box. He wanted a handball. He didn't get it.
I think it was. I honestly think it was. I think he made himself bigger, but I mean, it didn't matter because right here.
Yeah, this shot right here, Lobovich. I mean, what a strike. And then look at this. This one from distance, and that was an unbelievable strike. An equally exceptional save. And then just the combination play here. Rosario, nothing but net.
Yeah, that's a great goal in itself. I know it wasn't the prettiest in terms of where it was shot or anything like that, but that is a pretty goal in itself. Just the ball movement, the one-touch passing inside and outside the box.
And there is your celebration. The medals are being awarded here field side. Renegades making their way to the UPSL Final Four. What's all about? A chance to hoist a trophy, a chance to move on to bigger and better things. The Renegades are going to do that here coming up in the new year. They say it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And the Renegades today, they started off strong and finished stronger. Come away with a 4-1 victory here over Chicago Nation. I want to thank our production team, Trevor Fowler, our camera operator who drove 6 hours here through the night into Pittsburgh to be able to pull off this broadcast. Will Jenkins, Bianca Silver are on graphics alongside Ryan Glinsky. I'm Jonathan Turner. Been a long weekend. Back here soon on the National Soccer Network, so don't go anywhere. Have a great rest of your weekend. And so long, everybody, from Highmark Stadium.